Hi, it's Leash. It is Sunday. A lot of people call this Sunday Fun Day. And it looks as if the majority of the globe at this moment in time has been what we call in social distancing and isolation. I just wanted to make a post in regards to how this may affect people who are single and those of us who don't have any children, that sort of thing. Life itself can be pretty lonely. Let's just keep it real. As much as, people say they've got friends and we've got family and we spend time with each other and we make phone calls and we connect, there are times when you really just need others to reach out. You've reached out a lot, you've checked in, you find out how people are, but nobody really ever finds out how you're doing. It's really strange, they think that you're happily single, that you're lucky that you haven't got any children, that you're lucky that you're not locked down having to entertain anybody else other than yourself. And yeah, that's all very well and good. And yeah, I am fortunate, I suppose, in so many ways. I don't have to consider anybody else's feelings or cater to anybody else or pick up after anybody else. So yeah, I suppose there are positives. However, there are times when you just want someone who knows you other than family, to kind of just distract your mind a little bit sometimes, make you feel appreciated, make you feel wanted, make you feel loved. And I know, all of that can come from within. But it's definitely, times like this when you think to yourself, who do I want to call? Who do I want to speak to? What do I want to speak about? Do I want to speak to anybody at all? And you don't know, and someone made that contact with you, just made the effort. It would really make a difference in how, single people feel sometimes. Like, why are we not good enough? What's wrong with us? And that has really sort of kicked in with me more so over the last few days, few weeks, is, yeah, what is wrong with me? Why am I not good enough? What did I do that was so wrong? Or what was wrong done to me in a way that has kept me so distant for so long? Even when in relationships, I've just felt distant. Like that insecurity just creeps in when you know you're not as good as everybody else. When parts of you are broken that people can't see. And then when they do see them, they don't nurture you through it or love you despite your flaws. They use it as a constant reminder that you're not don't function like everybody else. Yeah. Feel discarded. That's the word I would use. I feel discarded. I feel like life has allowed me to be just pushed to one side. I've allowed it to happen. I'm not forceful enough in business, not forceful enough in friendships and relationships, although I get called aggressive a lot. Is there a difference between being aggressive and forceful? I suppose there is. Hence why I'm sitting here making this on my own. There are times you just want someone else to tell you, just have a conversation, like someone else to just take a picture with. Do you know what I mean? There are certain filters that it says, use it with a friend. And you just kind of look around and you're like, well, I am my only friend. I don't share things like in common with other people around me, innit? I'm not a mum. I won't ever be a grandma. And that's what my friends are doing at the moment. They're spending time with their children and with their grandchildren. I just feel very much disconnected from the real world, other people's worlds, a certain element of joy. And then I've got other people telling me that, oh, it don't matter, you're lucky you get to maintain your figure. You ain't got stretch marks. You know, humans, or women should we say, are just vessels to carry a parasite and to push another life into the world. Who wants that? How do you turn off the bits? How do you turn off what your heart potentially yearns for? And then people wonder why I'm cold-hearted. It's because I've switched off. They say, oh, you only ever talk about business. I ain't got nothing else. I don't want to talk about cars. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to talk about the stuff that I talk about, or there's no interest because there's nothing in common, is there? It's like, I'm very much pleased to see people and their families and watching children grow and learning to walk and talk and making those milestones. But sometimes I feel like there's only so much happiness I can have for others. Sounds horrible, isn't it? Sounds selfish. But it's the truth, isn't it? It's just my truth, that's all. You know, family try to help. They do, they try to help. They try to say, look at all the other things you can do with your life. Yeah, I've been paying off debt. It's not like I've been going on holiday and wearing nice clothes and going to nice places and meeting nice people. Nah. So, as we sit here and people have had to suffer in isolation for the last 10 days or 2 weeks nearly, spare a thought for the ones that are in isolation all of the time. Minimal contact with strangers. That's how it's been for me for the last 8 years or so. So trust me, 14 days is nothing. And furthermore, if you've been to prison or jail, depending on what you want to call it, if you've been locked up where you don't have the key for the door, this is nothing. I've done this before. I've been isolated on my own before for long periods of time where I've got nothing but me, a Bible, and a couple of books from a library that they've allowed me to have. You know, meals at set times. And that's the only way you keep track of the time of day. Oh, it must be 9 o'clock breakfast. Oh, it must be 1 o'clock lunchtime. Oh, it must be 5 because they're serving evening meal. And then you get an opportunity maybe to get a flask of hot water for the night so you can make a hot drink. Now, that was an interesting experience within itself. Sometimes I actually preferred being in there than I do out here. And it's been some time. It's a pity you've got to commit a crime to actually go in there, innit? I know not everybody's experience of prison or jail, or whatever you want to call it, was pleasant, but compared to what I was dealing with on the outside, it was a lot easier in there to deal with a few hormonal women who had no real concern about me because I was hardly a threat. But yeah, it's amazing how isolated I really am. Even if I think I'm interesting or I'm having a topic of interest that I'm really inspired about, no one else is inspired about it. I don't want to spend my time shouting at people, being angry at them, disappointed, but life ain't really showing me very much different right about now. It's definitely made me look at the way I want to live my life and what it is I want to do once all of this is over with. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it there for now. I'm going to go and find something fun to do. Yeah. Thanks for watching if you do. I think this time is, yeah, it's given me a lot of food for thought. Peace out, peeps.